Here.
Dennis Miller.
Here.
Angela Woodward.
Here.
Dan Lawson.
Here.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, good evening and welcome everyone to the October 21st meeting of the Ashland City Council. We're glad you could join us this evening. Members of council, Mayor Miller, Attorney Bush, welcome. Welcome everyone. First item on the agenda this evening will be the approval of the minutes from the October 7th meeting. If there are no additions, deletions, or corrections to those minutes, I'll ask for a motion to approve as submitted.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you.
Lawson.
Aye.
Workman.
Aye.
Kyle.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Woodward.
Aye.
Minutes will stand approved. First ordinance this evening will be an ordinance establishing the appropriate zoning district of a certain area of the city of Ashland, Ohio.
Move for non-reading in full.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Lawson.
Lawson.
Aye.
Workman.
Aye.
Kyle.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Woodward.
Aye.
At a recent city council meeting, you took the final steps to complete the annexation of several acres of land along US 250 in front of our industrial park. We've actually put it up there on the screen, so I think most people can probably see it. It's the green area there, surrounded by a yellow dashed line. That area has just been annexed into the city. It's frontage along US 250 at the industrial park, and now it's time to assign zoning to that particular parcel. And we are recommending that it be zoned light manufacturing, M1, like all of the rest of the land in the industrial park. So if you would consider doing that, we would appreciate it.
Just one question, Mayor. The bottom property,
Has not been annexed into the city,
okay,
so that's why it is not included in the
Okay.
yellow dashed area.
double checking.
Yes.
So, thank you. Any other discussion? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve on the first reading?
Move to
moved.
approve.
Second.
Either way, thank you
Either one.
both.
Pick
Yes.
one.
Workman.
Aye.
Kyle.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Woodward.
Aye.
Lawson.
Aye.
I'll let Terry make that, sort that out.
she'll make the
So,
call.
Yes, she's good at it. With that, I will move to suspend the rules for three separate readings, 3 separate days.
Second.
Thank you.
Kyle.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Woodward.
Aye.
Lawson.
Aye.
Workman.
Aye. Motion to approve the ordinance?
Move to approve. Second.
Thank you.
Miller.
Aye.
Woodward.
Aye.
Lawson.
Aye.
Workman.
Aye.
Kyle.
Aye.
Ordinance 84-25.
Next, we have an ordinance authorizing and directing the mayor, director of public service, to enter into a consent agreement with the Ohio Department of Transportation for asphalt concrete overlay and repairs on State Route 60 in District 03, PID 114-686, within the city of Ashland, Ohio, and declaring an emergency.
Move for non-reading in full. Second.
Thank you.
Workman.
Aye.
Kyle.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Woodward.
Aye.
Lawson.
Aye.
As you know, from time to time, when the Ohio Department of Transportation is completing various road maintenance projects around the city limits that actually do pass through the city limits, they request a consent agreement. Basically, it's a permission form from the legislative body that says, yes, we allow you to do these improvements within our corporation limits. And if we would ask you to do anything beyond the scope of your project, it would be at our expense. Otherwise, it's completely funded by ODOT's state funds. This particular agreement involves a 26.5-foot section of US 60 just inside the corporation limits. And probably the best way to describe to folks where this is at, as you're coming in to the city of Ashland on State Route 60, heading north, right before you get to the New Life Church, there's a section of State Route 60 that is in the corporation limits that will be included in their project. And like I said, it's 26.5 feet, so it is a very small segment, but it's right there in that vicinity. So tonight, we're asking you to give consent for ODOT to complete that project in that particular area of our city.
All right.
No cost to the city.
No cost to the city.
Very good. Any further discussion? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve on the first reading?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you.
Kyle.
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
Woodward,
Aye.
Lawson,
Aye.
Workman.
Aye. I'll move to suspend the rules for three separate readings, three separate days.
Second.
Thank you.
Miller,
Aye.
Woodward,
Aye.
Lawson,
Aye.
Workman.
Aye.
Kyle.
Aye.
Motion to approve the ordinance.
So moved. Second.
Thank you.
Woodward,
Aye.
Lawson,
Aye.
Workman.
Aye.
Kyle.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Ordinance 85-25.
Then we have an ordinance authorizing and directing the mayor, director of public service to enter into a contract for professional services for the Smith Road Mifflin Avenue sanitary sewer replacement project in the city of Ashland, Ohio, and declaring an emergency.
Move for non-reading in full. Second.
Thank you.
Kyle.
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
Woodward,
Aye.
Lawson,
Aye.
Workman.
Aye.
Over this past year, at several of our meetings, I talked about the fact that we knew we had some very significant sewer upgrades that we wanted to make in the near future. This is one of those projects. This particular project is on Smith Road, and this actually involves a sewer line that extends from Bainey Road in toward town, close to Mifflin and Thomas. So it's a rather large section there. It would pass in front of Peace Lutheran Church. The line is under the street, so the street will have to be torn up for some time once the work actually begins. That's actually in front of Council Member Kayo's home. Yes, it is sad because that road's in good shape.
It's in great shape.
It is. But this particular line is more than 70 years old, and basically what this project involves is upsizing this line. Not only is it needed to meet the current needs, but it will also help us address any additional development, including the condominiums that are expected to be built along Bainey and behind Peace Lutheran Church, as well as it will help us facilitate the new homes that we expect to see constructed on the new 57.5 acres, or not half, but 57 acres that we recently annexed along Bainey Road. This is a repair that was much needed already, but it will now serve dual purposes. Not only will it improve our existing system, but it'll set the stage for future growth in that area. If you take a look at the ordinance that's been in front of you, we are asking you to allow the mayor to enter into a contract with MS Consultants. The contract will be for professional services to design the project. This, of course, does not include the construction. This is just the design phase. And basically what they will be doing is designing a new sewer line that replaces what currently is in some places a 10-inch line flowing into a 12-inch line. It will now be upsized to somewhere around probably 15 inches and potentially 18 inches in some locations. So it's a significant improvement and will allow for more growth on that side of our city. The estimated cost of these professional services is $230,000, and we'll hope it comes in less. So I would like to ask that you authorize the mayor to enter into a contract to begin the engineering of this project. Don't have a cost estimate yet for what the actual project will be, but we're working with our finance director to inquire about accessing some of the loan programs and the low interest rate programs that are offered through the state. We are one of the few communities that have never utilized those. Most communities rely on those to do all their projects. We've been fortunate that we haven't had to, but one might also say, maybe that's why you've not upgraded all of these things, is because you waited until you had all the funds in your accounts before you move forward. And the reality is, at some point, you do need outside assistance.
There's no potential for grant monies?
Yes, there's always potential for grant monies, but we don't have one lined up just yet for this.
Okay.
And that's what we're still investigating, is how we would cover the cost,
Okay.
so.
So probably looking at next year
Oh, yes. Oh, no earlier.
before anything
Yes,
begins. And
absolutely.
conceivably, we could be doing this same time they begin their building.
Could be, yes.
Okay. Which is not, this is not a requisite for their building.
No, no.
Okay.
But it's an important part of it, though.
Certainly.
Yes.
Yeah, in the city overall. So, any further discussion? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve on the first reading?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you.
Miller,
Aye.
Woodward,
Aye.
Lawson,
Aye.
Workman.
Aye.
Kyle.
Aye.
I'll move to suspend the rules for three separate readings, three separate days.
Second.
Thank you.
Woodward,
Aye.
Lawson,
Aye.
Workman.
Aye.
Kyle.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Motion to approve the ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you.
Lawson,
Aye.
Workman,
Aye.
Kyle,
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
Woodward.
Aye.
Ordinance 86-25.
And finally, we have an ordinance rezoning a certain area of the city of Ashland, Ohio from M1 Light Industrial District to B2 General Business District.
Move for non-reading in full.
Second.
Thank you.
Miller,
Aye.
Woodward,
Aye.
Lawson.
Aye.
Workman,
Aye.
Kyle.
Aye.
We've discussed this at least 2 other council meetings, and this, of course, is land that is what we refer to as the pump house district. Of course, at one time, there was significant industry and manufacturing at that location. Now we're asking the council to adjust the zoning designation to B2 in order to accommodate what is going to be there, a hotel and housing, and maybe mixed-use properties that would include maybe some retail or commercial. But the truth is, it will probably not be manufacturing again in our lifetime.
All right. Any comments, questions, concerns?
It is exciting to see the dirt moving over there.
Absolutely, it
Yes.
is. And I'll go ahead and insert here, I wanted to share tonight that this week I had been having regular conference calls with the team that's going to develop the hotel. And this week, they said that they thought it was entirely possible that within 3 to 4 weeks, we could see the pump house office building become a construction site. They'll start putting up the fencing and so on, because they're ready to move as well. And I've seen images, of course, you probably have as well, because it was shared in one of our local news sources, but it's gonna be quite impressive when it's done. And the project at this point now has several local investors that actually live here in Ashland that have partnered with the developer to make it happen. So there's local individuals that are helping facilitate that new hotel.
I assume they're gonna take care of that retaining wall that's there?
Yes, that retaining wall will actually be removed, and they're gonna slope it down into their lot. I don't know exactly what that's gonna look like, but
Better
the
than what
cost
it is,
to
yeah.
reconstruct a retaining wall is very significant. So that's what they're planning to do.
Good.
So it looks like we might be getting close.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve on the first reading?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you.
Woodward,
Aye.
Lawson.
Aye.
Workman,
Aye.
Kyle,
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
I'll move to suspend the rules for 3 separate readings, 3 separate days.
Second.
Thank you.
Lawson,
Aye.
Workman,
Aye.
Kyle,
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
Woodward.
Aye.
Motion to approve the ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you.
Workman,
Aye.
Kyle,
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
Woodward.
Aye.
Lawson.
Aye.
Ordinance 87-25.
And finally, we have a resolution declaring council's intention to vacate a certain alley located in the city of Ashland, Ohio.
Move for non-reading in full.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you.
Woodward,
Aye.
Lawson,
Aye.
Workman,
Aye.
Kyle,
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
I think for this one, I will step close to the screen so I can point out for those that are watching in the audience and from home where we're speaking. Of course, tonight, what we're doing is basically introducing to you a petition that has come to us from 2 property owners who are adjacent to the alley that we're going to be talking about. Unlike many of the alley vacations that you've experienced here recently, where the city was bringing them to your attention to vacate, this petition is coming to us from the property owners. So this is East Walnut Street, and to put things into perspective, Center Street is probably right over here. Center Street and Trinity Lutheran Church are in this vicinity. And of course, down here, the next major street would be Arthur Street. So that's where this alley is. It's between 123 and 125 East Walnut Street. And the homeowner here and the homeowner here are the ones that are filing the petition asking the council to consider vacating this section of the alley. Now, if you were to travel out there tonight, however, what you will find is this alley comes this direction, but then it takes a 90-degree turn and it goes all the way through here and exits out on Arthur Street. The reason the petitioner is bringing it to us tonight is because they would like to eliminate the cut-through, because what they're finding is the cars and vehicles are making this corner and they're hitting the building repeatedly. So they've put up some different not bollards, but a form of bollard, to try to protect their building, but it is a sharp corner here, and absolutely, I can see how it's hard for vehicles to navigate around it. Now, their premise is if you eliminate this, it'll keep people from sweeping through the entire alley, yet these property owners will still have access off of Arthur Street. So it does not eliminate anyone's ability to access their property, but it will keep people from being able to go straight through from Arthur to Walnut Street. And perhaps if you decide to set a hearing for this particular measure, which I think you should, because citizens have filed the petition, before then, you might want to take a drive on it. It's actually a wonderful alley in the terms of the pavement is brand new. So it's beautiful. This section right here is beautiful. Yeah, well, this is too, but it's not quite in as good shape. But anyhow, it's worth taking a look at.
So that alley behind the garage is paved?
Yes, not quite as a good shape as this one because we had recently made improvements to it, but it is paved. And even though you can't see it clearly,
Right.
like you can see this, it's only because it's all covered with trees, because it is still very passable.
I do see one little section there.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
But like I say, this one is unique in the fact that it's coming to us from the actual property owners, and the city is not bringing it to you tonight.
Yeah, a hearing would be interesting. It seems to me this serves a public purpose on the surface. Am I wrong?
I don't know that I'm ready to answer that question because the truth is everyone can access their properties without this section of alley.
Oh, just that section?
Yes.
I follow you. Okay.
So they're not suggesting the entire alley be closed. It's just now anyone that wanted to come down and service those properties would come off of Arthur rather than East
Yeah.
Walnut.
I got you.
So,
Thank you.
yes.
So what are they gonna have at the end of the,
How are they gonna
Alley
stop the traffic?
to block that off?
And I don't know. I don't know that anyone's discussed that yet. Yes.
It's a little hard to see, so this part of the alley here,
Yes.
are these the homes? Why are they who's accessing the back of that? Is there houses under these trees that we can't see?
Most of the houses would have their frontage on, I believe, Liberty Street.
Okay,
So this is be the backside, so maybe there's a utility shed or something in the
Okay.
I
back
think
like
a lot of-
that.
Some of them have garages back there. That's where they park, is behind their
There
house.
there are places, but they tend to
can't
be
see it.
on the
Yeah, and they're in the trees.
north side of that alley.
Okay.
But like I said, this is one that I think you would definitely, not that you don't always do it, but this is one you want to take the time to go drive and see for yourself because it's definitely a unique situation. I definitely think the property owners have a legitimate concern, and I can see where eliminating the cut through is not going to prevent anyone from accessing their properties. So we'll see what we hear in our public hearing.
okay. Thank you.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve? Well, we just need to set a hearing date, don't we?
Correct.
Terry? Okay. I'm sorry? Okay. Need a motion to approve, forgive me,
To
the
set a
resolution.
hearing. Okay, prove the resolution.
Oh, okay. Proposed hearing date's December 2nd.
Okay.
Isn't that crazy?
Need a motion for that, Terry? Okay. So is there a motion to approve the resolution, pardon, on the first reading?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you.
I think we're approving this resolution now rather than having a hearing on
It's
it.
just a resolution.
This is a resolution to set a hearing.
So don't we need a motion to set a hearing on December 2nd?
Yes.
Did we
No.
do that?
This is the process of that. Same as any other resolution.
Okay, aye.
Thank you, Dan, for clarifying that. Aye.
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 I'll move to suspend the rules for 3 separate readings, 3 separate days.
Second.
Thank you.
Workman.
Aye.
Kyle.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Woodward.
Aye.
Lawson.
Aye.
Motion to approve the resolution
So moved.
Second,
to set a hearing date.
to set a hearing date for December 2nd.
Thank you. Yes.
Kyle.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Woodward.
Aye.
Lawson.
Aye.
Workman.
Aye.
Resolution 15-25.
And it is confusing. The resolution is actually declaring your intent to consider the vacation of an alleyway. And that resolution has the date within it of when you will have the hearing on the matter. So it is an awkward situation.
Yeah, and now the letters will go out
Yes,
to the adjoining property owners. We'll get those back, and at the hearing, hear any opposition
support and opposition.
or support. Thank you,
Yep.
Mayor.
Good, good.
Very good. All right, well, it's always good to go through these exercises. 15-25, Terry? Yes. Thank you. So we have no public hearing items this evening, no old business or new business, unless council has something to bring forward. Our finance director is not with us this evening, which is fine, so we'll move right to council comments. Mr. Kyle, if you'd like to go first.
I have no comments this evening.
Very good. Mr. Miller?
I have none.
Mrs. Woodward?
Sorry, I'm gonna break the trend. I had one resident a little concerned about the schedule for leaf pickup. So for the fourth ward, there's like a 3-day, it's right around Thanksgiving. It's not quite as long as other wards. I was reassured by the street department that it doesn't matter if it's 3 days, they will get all the leaves.
That's exactly right.
So, just because your time is just a little bit shorter, doesn't matter. All the leaves will be picked up. So I just wanted to take that opportunity, if anybody else was questioning that don't worry, they'll get them.
Exactly.
Yes.
So that's good.
That's it.
Mr. Lawson?
We will not meet again until after Halloween, so I just want to tell everybody that we hope they have a safe, family-friendly trick or treat and Halloween. I know a lot of people have decorated, but let's keep in mind the kids that are out there that are going trick or treating, and let's keep them safe.
All right. I got a call not long ago from a resident on Avalon Drive, indicating that there was some more damage done by Frontier that they would like looked at. They're going to send me pictures and
Yes.
that sort of thing, address, et cetera.
Absolutely.
But I was down there today looking around, I didn't see a whole lot, other than the fact that they were still working in there.
Yes.
So, progress continues along those lines, and it may be until the work is done that we see something on that. But I assured them that these telecommunication companies are pretty responsive to our complaints, I guess you'd say.
Absolutely.
With regard to damage, et cetera, that sort of grass seeding, putting things back the way they were.
And we've become very aggressive in making sure that they take care of any disruption they bring to people's property. Omnifiber has actually been on hold now for months as we work through kind of a legal arrangement with them because we felt that they were doing too much damage. So they will be reconvening at some point, but it's just an example of how we are definitely trying to hold them accountable
Yeah.
to the best of our ability.
And I don't have any leaves down yet. Do you have leaves down in your ward?
No, but they were just questioning the pickup.
Oh, okay, I follow you.
Yeah.
Because the schedule's out as if,
It's because it's during Thanksgiving week, so it's only a 3-day schedule versus
Sure.
a whole week, so they were just questioning
I
the
see.
schedule.
very good. Okay, with that, Mayor, I'll turn it over to you.
Okay, I will start by, of course, you've already brought it up, leaf pickup begins October 27th, so 'tis the season. And we'll keep going until we have them picked up, just as Councilmember Woodward said. So October 27th is when the leaf pickup will begin. On October 28th is Costume Capers in downtown. That's on Main Street. That has proven to be a wonderful event, a growing event. I think it wasn't that long ago that that event brought out about 2,500 people. Last year, it was over 6,000. So if you're passing out treats, you might want to buy a little extra this time. But that's October 28th from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. Then I want to remind everyone that our trick or treat will be on October 30th. October 30th, it's a Thursday, October 30th, we will have our trick or treat, and it is from 5 to 7 p.m. 5 to 7 p.m. So hopefully that gives folks time to get home and get into their costumes and visit the neighborhood.
If you go to the mayor's house, he has really good candy, just so you know.
Well, he really does this year, I can tell you. I got carried away on Amazon, and I will tell you, the boxes keep coming, and now I'm wondering, are we really gonna have 500 or 600 kids at our house? I think I just wanted extra for myself, because I picked all my own.
That sounds about right.
So, and let me
Should
just
be
tell
fun.
you this, for what it's worth, I don't know if any of you other Prime members have noticed, but our delivery times are exceptional now that we have an Amazon facility in our community. For the first time since I've been ordering, I'm getting dates and estimated arrival times that are almost within hours of after I place my order, depending on what time of day. So, looks like we're gonna have a quicker delivery here in our community. There's several other items that I want to talk about. These are just general updates that I thought you'd find interesting. So here, a couple of months ago, we had, with the help of our police, and in fact, I believe it was an intern at our police department, and our engineering staff, Jasmine, they have been doing an inventory of all of our street lights to figure out how many are out. And they discovered over 200 lights were out. And so we've turned them into First Energy, and of course, those will be fixed if they haven't already. As always, if anyone has a street light that's out in your neighborhood, we just need to know the address. We need to know the address, so you can call the mayor's office, and we will then turn it into First Energy, and they usually are very responsive. If you're not aware, the city pays for those lights regardless of whether they're working. So it's to our benefit to make sure that they're working, because our bill's just determined on the number of lights, not whether or not they're working. So make sure you let us know if you've got lights out on your street. I also wanted to say, number one, a congratulations to the Ashland Area Chamber of Commerce on their new home on Main Street. But probably more important to this body is, what is the future of the building across the street? The city owns the building that was previously occupied by the Chamber of Commerce, and we have known for some time that that building had need of a lot of attention. In fact, the roof is pretty much done, and it is leaking all over, and of course it was while the chamber was there, but they were good sports about it. And the plumbing situation's pretty rough over there. There were times that the commodes and the sinks and all that kind of stuff weren't necessarily working the way they should. There've been all sorts of thoughts of what the future of that building could be, but I just wanted to share with you, we are including that in our grant proposal for the state for demolition. So it would be a building that would remove, we looked into the cost of replacing the roof, and it'll be over $50,000 to replace the roof. And the building was never a well-built building to begin with, and it's been reconfigured and taped together and duct taped together, and we just think, no matter what might end up there, it's best if we can get a grant to cover the demolition. That's a valuable lot. That lot could be additional parking, it could be the future, who knows what, because there've definitely been private businesses that have expressed interest in that lot over the years. So I just wanted you to know, in case you wonder, what's gonna happen in that building across the street. The next item, and this will be the final thing that I'll speak on tonight, this is the last meeting before the election day. And this is an important election day for the city, even if it's a quiet one. Most people, I don't think, are really paying attention to what might be on the ballot, but I had our team put this together because I thought this would be helpful for all of you to see. And in fact, I think some of you in the audience would really be interested in seeing it. So basically, let's start
share this?
with the, well, you can give him a copy. You can give it, I made enough, I think you can probably give it to everyone.
Here, I can look at the mayor's.
Is he? Okay. Yes. I would make sure Dylan gets one too there. Yes. This tells a better story than I've even been telling. So first of all, when I say this is an important election for the city government, what I'm referring to is the city actually has two measures on the citywide ballot. The first measure deals with our police and our fire. As you know, it's now been about 9 years ago, almost 10 years ago, our voters stepped forward and approved a 0.25% income tax to be equally shared between the police and fire to staff and equip each agency. The voters came back 5 years after they just approved it and did it one more time. And now, believe it or not, it's been in place for 10 years and it's time for it to be on the ballot again. We're asking for the same levy that has been on the books for the last decade, and that is 0.25%. This is not a replacement levy. It's not an increase. It is a simple renewal. And I thought because there's been so little talk about it, it would be worthwhile for everyone to know that that levy today generates about $2 million, $2.3 million is what it's expected to generate here in 2025. That means the police get just over $1 million, the fire get just over $1 million. And that money is used to pay the salaries, to cover the staffing costs of those agencies, not the entire staffing costs, but so that we can fully staff those agencies and also equip them. So in other words, let's face it, when you hire an officer, you've got to have a body cam, you've got to have a vest, you've got to have all the pieces and parts that go, even the cruiser and all the items in there as well. So that levy generates about $1 million for the police, $1 million for the firefighters and paramedics, and it's on the ballot for renewal. I talked to a group today, the Chamber of Commerce had their candidates for them, and I shared with them that the current budget for the police department is about $3.5 million. I'm sorry, $3.8 million, $3.8 million. And so you can see that $1 million is only a fraction, but it's an important fraction because it is the reason that our police now are fully staffed. Actually, we are able to afford to fully staff them. There's always seemingly someone that's retiring or someone that's moving on, but we have the funds now to fully staff them, and that would be 36 police officers and 2 school resource officers. So that means those officers that are covering all of the city schools. Okay? So $3.8 million is the budget for the police. This levy generates $1 million of that, and it's specifically for staffing and equipping those staff members that are hired. At the fire department, we have a budget of about $5.4 million. And at the fire department, we have now 40 firefighter paramedics. So that's the most we've ever had, but we also are servicing more properties and businesses than we have in the past. And just like the police now are at their 36, or at least trying to get to their 36 by filling all the positions, the firefighters, they are filled at this point at 40. And of course, as you know, we're manning 2 stations. Now, that is one of the items that's on the ballot. Very important. Simple renewal. We're not asking for more money. The other one that probably is interesting to most people is the street paving. We talk a lot about street paving, and we have a lot of great streets here in the city. What I passed out to everyone here is a map of the city's streets that have already been paved. And I'm going to go over this with you because even I'm impressed. So because voters stepped forward 10 years ago, we're in the 9th year, but they would have voted on it in the 10 years ago. Because voters stepped forward 10 years ago in 2017 and said, we're willing to pay 0.25% extra just to get our roads improved, look at how many streets have received new pavement around our city. All of these green streets represent sections of our city streets that have received new asphalt within the last 9 years. And you have to admit that's very impressive. Now, I'm sure there are people watching at home that think, well, my street's not been done yet. Why hasn't my street been done yet? Well, we're on our way. It will be done. We're hoping to get through all of them in a 10-year cycle. And then, unfortunately, as you know how things work, pavement life is somewhere probably between 10, 12 to 15 years. We'll be starting over to make sure that they never fall in the disrepair that they once were in. But this is interesting. If you take a look up here, we have 228 lane miles of pavement. And think about it. Each road has 2 lane miles. It has one going this direction and one coming this direction. We have 228 lane miles. So far, our city has been able to pave 170 of those as of today, because this number does include this year's pavement program. So you can see we have made a huge dent thanks to the fact that voters have supported this measure in the past. It's 0.25%, just like the police and fire levy, and it generates $2.3 million a year. This year, we are spending 2.1, although I was told that the final bill's not in, so this will probably be around 2.2. But this year, we've just finished our street paving program. We paved almost 29 miles worth of street, and we paid 2.1 million for that program this year. Like I said, I think it'll be closer to 2.2. Now, maybe another more significant number is, look, over 10 years, we did $21 million worth of new asphalt. The average lane mile of asphalt is estimated to be about 150,000, 130 to 150,000, depending on the bids. But the bottom line is, look at what we were able to do because voters made streets a priority. And I will tell you, when you drive through neighboring communities or when I am with neighboring community leaders, they often remark on how good our streets are and how are we getting that done. The reason we're getting that done is because our residents have said streets are a priority. And that's why we're putting it back on the ballot. We're not asking for additional money. We're just asking for folks to continue to fund that street resurfacing program, 0.25%, $2 million a year, so that we can never fall into disrepair again. Basically, we'll start over. And so eventually, all our streets should be in wonderful condition. So normally I wouldn't talk about that at the end of the meeting because I know everyone wants to get going. But in case someone's wondering what those two items are about on your ballot, hopefully that helps and someone can play it back and watch it again if they want to know more. So that'll be all of my comments for tonight, with the exception of, I would like to request a brief executive session to talk about the possible sale of city property.
All right. Thank you, Mayor, and thank you for that explanation on the street paving and
Yes.
the police and fire. So, like you said, this will be the last meeting before the election. And we want to certainly make sure
Yes.
our voters are well informed.
Exactly.
With that, we'll move right to comments and questions from our audience. If anyone has anything they'd like to address council on, now's the time. Please feel free to step up to the podium and please state your name, what ward you live in for our minutes.
My name is Diane Moretz, and I live at 925 Edge Hill, and Dennis Miller is my council rep.
Very good, thank
So
you.
I'm here tonight to discuss my neighborhood. So you're receiving pictures right now. I've lived at 925 Edge Hill for 34 years, and the house next to me has been vacant for all the time that I've been living at 925 Edge Hill, and I think for at least 10 years. So it's been vacant pretty close to almost 50 years. Historically, it was owned by a resident who did not have children, left the property to two nephews and a niece who have never lived here in Ashland. So over the course of the 34 years that we've lived there, we've seen on occasion maybe a family reunion, gathering, but for the last 10 years, we have not seen very much. Maybe somebody mowing the lawn, but the last couple years, they've had somebody else mow the lawn. So I just want to go through these pictures to show you what I live next to, and hoping that perhaps you can look at the ordinances of houses that look like this. So that's my house, 925 Edge Hill. And then that's the house next to me, which is 835. So that's the front. This is also the front.
No, you're fine. No.
And then you'll see a picture of the back. And then the biggest eyesore is probably the garage.
Absolutely.
And then you have the shed. And then this is the house to the left. Now, this house was really in about the same disrepair of this house next to me. But this was purchased, and it is looking like you see it now, the blue house. And he has done a phenomenal job of repairing it, and I'm sure he wants to sell it. So it's going to be very difficult for him to sell this house with that house to the right. And it's going to be difficult for us to sell our house with that house next to us.
Certainly.
And
Yeah.
Dennis is aware, Dennis has been very good getting back to me on questions about what can be done, and
Yeah, here's the situation. The grass is being mowed and the taxes are being paid. So under our current structure, the only thing we can do is reach out to and it's I think he lives out of state, doesn't he, the owner?
I believe one is in Columbus or Cincinnati, and the niece has a home in California and Arizona.
Yeah. So as to reach out to them to see if they would be willing to have the house condemned and torn down. And that's about our only recourse at this point. So I think Diane is looking for some kind of remedy at this point where we can have a little bit more force behind trying to get this cleaned up or remodeled or done something with. There was mention maybe I think Shane had mentioned there was a potential, and we don't have it in our ordinance now, of a absentee owner fee that they would pay. But again, we really don't have anything with teeth that's gonna address this situation. It's obviously, and as you have mentioned, Diane, there's critters running in and out of the house, and who knows what the inside looks like, I can't imagine.
That was gonna be my question, was, are there any apparent safety issues? And if,
Well, that would be the children.
that's a big one,
Yeah,
that's a big one.
yeah.
That there's a large bee's nest on the side, on the chimney, that I wouldn't feel comfortable with my grandchildren playing in our side yard.
Any broken windows?
Broken windows.
Is there?
Look like, is the one window in the back, second floor, is it missing completely?
It might be.
Okay, it looks like it in the picture.
Now, I would think the garage and the shed, we should be able to address. You've been told we can't address them?
That's what I was told, but
And
if there's a remedy there, that
So
would
it
be a
looked like
start.
they're falling down. They look like they're falling down, so
Oh, yeah.
I do believe that is in
Yeah.
our
Oh, yeah,
I would say,
ordinance.
that
Yeah,
looks like you could push it over,
yeah,
just,
The shed.
yeah.
yes.
I would think the garage and shed for sure.
You, for what it's worth, Diane, you're not the only one.
Oh, I know.
With
I
a neighbor
just-
like this.
I know.
and-
I just feel
yeah.
it's my duty to.
Oh, yeah,
I know.
we appreciate it,
To
yeah.
do that.
You
And
have
so
a
no
very-
one has made contact with the owner?
No, although I think the owner was up maybe a couple weeks ago, and the person that is redoing this house would be more than willing to probably purchase, but there hasn't been any other conversation about that. But there hasn't been heat, water to that house in 50 years, so it would have to be,
Pretty bad.
yeah.
Do you have any idea why they still own it? Like why they've kept it so long?
Sentimental. Okay.
Do the safety issues give us much leverage?
Yeah,
Do they?
so engineering can issue an adjudication order saying you need to address these safety issues. And if they don't, then it gives us something to go on.
Okay.
That's why that shed and garage, I cannot imagine we can't.
Yeah. Yeah,
Would-
those are no-brainers in my view. but-
There's a car inside that garage, so.
Wow.
Good. Well, before you walk away, may I say you have a very nice home?
Oh, thank you.
And it's very understandable why you bring this to council, so.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We appreciate it, yeah.
some may not see a difference between them, but I do think there's a big difference between a house that may not be maintained well, but at least the owner lives in it, versus these properties that are run down and in disrepair, and the owner never has to see them because they're in another city somewhere or another state somewhere. So I have more sympathy for someone who's living in their house, and it may
Trying to
not
make
look
it
the best,
right.
than I do someone who never has to face the ugliness of their property because it's out of sight, out of mind. So,
It's amazing how quickly a home
What's it? yeah.
can go downhill when no one occupies it.
It's actually a real thing to keep a home in good repair. You have to have humans in it. The house gains from the humans, the moisture, the movement. It's just
Breathing.
amazing. Yeah.
Flushing the
Entity.
toilet.
Yeah, it is. It is. You gotta keep things
Yeah.
moving. You gotta keep the air changing.
Right.
You gotta do all those things and.
So we'll take a look.
good. Yes,
We
thank
may
you.
try to contact that owner if no one's talked to them recently, just to see if we can have a conversation about moving them on.
Would anyone else like to address council? Certainly. Hearing none, then, is there a motion to adjourn to executive session for the possibility of the sale of real estate?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you.
Lawson,
All right.
Workman,
Aye.
Tyler,
All right.
Miller.
Aye.
All right, we are adjourned. Thank you all for coming.